Dr. Leo Carter stood alone in his small clinic on Moon 7, a quiet outpost on the edge of the galaxy. The wind outside howled through sharp red cliffs, and the twin suns were setting low. Most of the settlers had gone back into their bunkers, afraid of nightly sandstorms. But Leo stayed in his clinic. He always stayed. He was a human medic, trained in old Earth hospitals, now working far away from his home planet. His clinic was simple: one operating table, a few scanning devices, and shelves filled with bandages, injectors, and homemade medicines. Most patients were miners or traders who got hurt on nearby asteroid fields. Life here was slow and silent, but everything changed that evening. A loud explosion shook the ground. Dust flew in the air. The lights flickered. Leo grabbed his med pack and ran outside. In the distance, a deep trench had formed in the rocky ground. Something massive had crash-landed. Smoke rose into the sky. Leo rushed toward it. As he got closer, he saw a creature, huge, with scales like black glass and thick purple blood oozing from its chest. It had 4 legs, a long tail, and sharp tusks. One wing was broken. Its breathing was weak. Leo had never seen anything like it before. Locals ran to the edge of the trench but kept their distance. One miner shouted, "Don't go near it! That's not from any planet I know!" Leo ignored him. He dropped to his knees beside the beast and opened his pack. The creature's eye flicked open. It growled weakly. But Leo held up his hands. "I'm here to help," Leo said gently. He scanned the creature with his medical tool. The reading was confusing. This beast was not fully biological. Its organs were mixed with mechanical parts. It was alive, but barely. Leo acted fast. He injected a stabilizer, sealed 2 of the worst wounds, and began pumping in synthetic blood that matched its type. It wasn't perfect, but it would keep the creature alive. Then the sky darkened. Giant black ship appeared above them. It made no sound, but its size blocked out the setting suns. The miners screamed and ran. Leo stood still, shielding the beast with his body. The ship landed without dust, without heat. It simply hovered and opened its ramp. Out came 6 armored guards, tall, silver-skinned, and silent. Their weapons were drawn, glowing with blue light. They marched in perfect steps. One of them pointed at the beast and said in a cold voice, "Step away from it, human." Leo stood up. "I'm a medic. It was dying. I did what I could." The guard replied, "You shouldn't have touched it." Another voice came from behind them, softer, but more dangerous. "He saved my companion." The guards turned and bowed immediately. A woman walked out of the shadows. She wore black armor with red jewels. Her eyes glowed like burning stars. Her long hair flowed behind her like mist. She looked both beautiful and deadly. Everyone recognized her. She was Empress Xira, ruler of half the galaxy, commander of the Void Empire, and the most feared being in space. Leo swallowed hard. "I didn't know it was yours." She walked toward the beast and knelt beside it. Her metal-gloved hand touched its snout. The creature whimpered like a child. "You gave it blood," she said. "Painkillers. Sealed the main artery. You knew it was dying." "I guessed," Leo said honestly. "I've never seen anything like it before, but I knew it was suffering." The Empress stood up. "No alien doctor could help. They said it was a machine. You treated it like a life." Leo looked confused. "Because it is a life." She stared at him for a long time. The guards tightened their grip on their weapons, unsure what she would do. But she didn't strike. She didn't shout. She only said, "If it had died, I would have destroyed this entire moon." Leo's hands trembled. He didn't speak. She turned to her guards. "Bring my ship's tech. Support the humans' work. Keep Tavarax alive. Foe." Guards moved fast. The Empress stayed at the edge of the trench. She said nothing more, just watched as Leo continued his treatment, now with advanced alien tools brought from the ship. With the new devices, Leo saw more clearly. Tvarax's heart had two cores, one living, one artificial. The blend was delicate. One wrong move, and both would fail. Hours passed. The suns were long gone. Stars filled the sky. Leo worked with focus. Sweat dripped from his brow. The Empress never left. Finally, Tvarax's breathing became steady. The bleeding stopped. Leo cleaned the final wound and stepped back exhausted. "He'll live," Leo whispered. The Empress nodded. "You saved the last of its kind." Leo sat on a rock, wiping his hands. "What is he?" "Tvarax," she said. "Born in a war zone, built to be a weapon, but he became more than that." She looked at Leo again, as if trying to understand. "Him. Tell me, human," she asked. "Why help something that can tear you apart?" Leo shrugged. "Because it couldn't help itself. That's what medics do." For the first time, the Empress looked unsure. Not weak, but thoughtful. "Strange," she said. "You act without fear, without demand. You just helped." Leo smiled faintly. "I'm not a soldier. I fix things." She didn't smile back, but something in her gaze softened. Then, "Fixers like you," she said, "might be more dangerous than any army." She turned and walked toward her ship, leaving Leo sitting beside the sleeping beast. The next morning, the small human outpost on Moon 7 woke to an unusual sight. A royal battleship, the size of a mountain, hovered silently in the sky above the clinic. Its body was black and smooth, shaped like a dagger pointing down at the moon. Its surface shimmered with energy, and long-range cannons aimed in all directions. No one dared step outside. Only the brave medic, Dr. Leo Carter, stood in the open field beside his clinic. Tvarax, the great alien beast, was resting under a shade built from strong steel poles and white cloth. Its breathing was slow but steady. Wounds were healing. Tubes ran from machines into its side, pumping in nutrients and stabilizers. Leo didn't go home. He stayed the whole night beside the beast, checking its vitals, scanning its systems, adjusting the machines. He looked tired, but calm. Then, without warning, a beam of blue light descended from the sky. The light formed a path directly from the ship to the ground. Out of the beam walked Empress Zirha. She wore a long black coat with glowing red lines. Her armor was lighter now, her helmet gone, but she still looked dangerous, like a thunderstorm wrapped in silk. Guards stood behind her, but they didn't speak. They didn't move. Only she walked forward. Leo stood up. "You didn't sleep," the Empress said, looking at him. "No," Leo replied. "Your friend needed me." "Tvarax is not just a friend," she said. "He's part of my soul." Leo didn't ask more. He only nodded and turned to check the beast's pulse again. The Empress watched him work. "You humans are strange," she said. Leo smiled faintly. "We hear that a lot." She stepped closer, standing beside him. "You have no army, no empire. Yet you saved something that every alien doctor had failed to understand." Leo looked up. "They treated him like a machine, didn't they?" The Empress said nothing, but her eyes softened. "He's not," Leo continued. "He's alive, part machine, yes, but still a creature that feels pain, that breathes, that bleeds. Most see him only as a weapon," she said quietly. "That's all I saw too once." Leo checked Tvarax's heartbeat again. It was stronger now. The big creature gave a weak growl, but it wasn't angry. It sounded more like a purr. "He's healing," Leo said, "but he needs rest." The Empress looked up at the outpost around them. Small homes, old towers, rusted machines, simple humans hiding behind walls. "Your people are not afraid of me?" she asked. Leo replied, "They are. But fear doesn't..." Always stop people from doing the right thing. She studied him again. Later that day, the Empress ordered her ship's medical officers to bring more advanced tools. She allowed Leo to use them. He learned quickly, asking only simple questions, never showing fear or pride. The alien officers were surprised. They expected arrogance or panic, but Leo was calm and focused. That evening, as stars filled the sky, the Empress returned to the clinic again. Leo was cooking a meal, simple human soup made from dry vegetables and local roots. "You eat that?" the Empress asked, sitting on a metal box nearby. "It's not fancy," Leo said, "but it keeps you going." She stared at the bowl he offered. Then, slowly, she took it. "I have not eaten common food in years," she said. Leo sat across from her, holding his own bowl. "Must be lonely," he said. The Empress didn't reply, but her eyes lowered. She looked at the sleeping Tvarax, who now rested peacefully beside the clinic. "He saved me once," she said. Leo listened quietly. "I was a child," she continued. "My world was under attack. I was weak, dying. Soldiers ignored me. But she pointed to the beast. "He came out of the fire, he protected me, killed everything that tried to hurt me, and carried me out." Leo said nothing. "I rebuilt my empire with blood and fire," she said. "Everyone feared me, but Tvarax was the only one who loved me, not because I was Empress, but because I was alive." Leo understood. "He means more than just protection," he said. "He's family." She nodded slowly. That night, the Empress did not return to her ship. She stayed near the beast, sitting quietly in the moonlight. In the days that followed, strange things began to happen. Alien ships flew close to the moon, circling it like vultures. They came from rival empires, nations that hated the Empress. They saw her battleships sitting still. They saw her guards standing still. And they smelled weakness. One ship tried to scan the outpost without permission. Another sent a secret message offering protection to the humans if they surrendered the Empress. Leo reported the strange signals, but the Empress already knew. "They think I'm vulnerable," she said. "Are you?" Leo asked. "No," she replied. "But you are." She stood outside the clinic and looked at the stars. "If they attack," she said, "they will burn this moon." Leo didn't panic. "Then, why stay here?" She turned and looked at him. "Because this place is the first one that showed me kindness without fear." Leo walked beside her. "We didn't do it for power," he said. "We did it because someone was dying." The Empress touched the metal badge on Leo's chest. It was scratched, old, and worn, still marked with the Earth Medical Cross. "You're a strange man, Leo Carter," she said, "and perhaps the most dangerous one I've met." Leo laughed a little. "I'm just a doctor." "No," she replied. "You're a reminder that mercy still exists." That night, Leo went to check Tvarax again. The beast opened its eyes. It growled softly and licked his hand. The Empress, standing nearby, was silent. But in her eyes, something had changed. She no longer looked like a goddess of war. For a moment, she looked human. The stars above Moon 7 looked peaceful, but trouble was coming. Ships from other alien empires were now gathering in the nearby sectors. They had heard a strange story. The Empress of the Void had stopped at a small human moon. She wasn't fighting. She wasn't giving orders. She was waiting. This confused many. Some thought she was hurt. Others thought she had been poisoned or tricked. A few believed she had gone mad. No one had ever seen her rest, not even during war. But the truth was something else. She was staying because her beast, Tvarax, was healing. And the one who saved him was a human medic named Dr. Leo Carter. Inside the clinic, Tvarax rested on a thick steel bed, his wounds almost fully healed. Machines hummed quietly. A special breathing mask helped him recover. Leo checked his vitals every few hours. The Empress now visited daily. She didn't come with guards anymore. She wore lighter clothes, not her full black armor. Sometimes she just sat in silence, watching Tvarax sleep. Leo wasn't afraid of her anymore. He spoke to her like a normal person. One morning, Leo noticed. The Empress was staring at a small photo on his desk. It was old and faded, a picture of Earth, blue oceans, green lands, and a small hospital building. "Is that your home?" she asked softly. "Yes," Leo said. "That's where I learned to heal." "It's beautiful," she said. Leo smiled. It was. War took most of it. That's why I left. I wanted to save lives, not take them. The Empress looked thoughtful. "I destroyed many places like that. I never thought about who lived inside them." "You do now," Leo said gently. Later that day, Tvarax woke up fully. He stood slowly. His tail swayed. He sniffed the air and let out a low, powerful roar. The sound shook the walls, but there was no anger in it, only strength. The Empress stepped forward. "You're awake, old friend." Tvarax walked to her and lowered his massive head. She touched it gently. Her face, usually cold and hard, now showed something warm. Leo watched in silence. "He remembers you," the Empress said. "I could tell," Leo replied. Tvarax turned and nudged Leo with his snout, like a giant dog. The Empress almost laughed. "He doesn't do that to anyone," she said. "Not even my generals." Leo rubbed Tvarax's head. "He knows I helped him." That evening, the Empress asked Leo to walk with her outside the clinic. The moons were bright, and the stars sparkled like silver dust. "I want to show you something," she said. She tapped a device on her wrist. A small projection lit up in the air. It showed a planet, dark, broken, full of storms. It looked almost dead. "That was my home," she said. Leo looked closer. "It's still burning?" "Yes," she said. "It never healed. I was born in a cave under the mountains. My parents died when I was 5. Raiders killed my people. No one came to help." Leo didn't speak. "One day," she continued, "I found Tvarax, just a baby then, wounded, weak. I could have eaten him. I was starving, but I helped him instead." Leo raised his eyebrows. "You saved him first?" "Yes," she nodded. "And since that day, he never left me." Now the truth made sense. Tvarax was not just a beast. He was her first act of mercy, long before she became Empress. Over the next few days, something strange happened. The Empress began exploring the human outpost. She walked among the miners, farmers, and families. At first, people were terrified, but Leo told them not to be afraid. And slowly, the Empress started to talk to the locals. She saw how humans shared food even when they were poor, how they helped injured neighbors, how they laughed after a hard day of work, how they took care of their young. No one bowed to her. No one asked her for power or protection. They just treated her like a visitor. She sat with children who showed her drawings. She watched a woman give birth in Leo's clinic and helped pass towels. She saw a man cry after his broken leg healed. The Empress had seen death across galaxies. But now, she was watching life. One night, Leo and the Empress sat near a fire outside the clinic. Tvarax rested beside them, breathing softly. "I never thought I'd find peace on a dirt moon," the Empress said. Leo looked up at the stars. "Sometimes peace comes when you stop searching." She turned to him. "Do you think I can change?" Leo nodded. "You already are." For a moment, there was silence. But peace doesn't last forever. The next morning, Leo received a warning from the long-range scanner. A fleet of enemy ships, over 20, was coming fast. They weren't hiding. They were ready for war. Leo ran outside and told the Empress. She looked up at the sky, eyes burning with fury. "They think I am weak," she said. "They believe because I stopped to heal. I can be crushed." Tvarax stood beside her, growling. His armor-like scales shimmered. He was ready too. Leo looked worried. "They will destroy this place." The Empress turned to him. "Then I must remind them who I am." She called her battleship down. The skies turned black as it descended. The ground shook, its cannons activated. Fighters launched from the sides. The Empress put on her full armor again, but this time something was different. She turned to Leo and said, "Take shelter. Protect the people. I will end this quickly." Leo looked at her, then at Tvarax. "I'll stay by his side. If he gets hurt again..." She nodded. "You are his medic now." Then she rose into the sky, her ship carrying her into space. The real Empress had returned, but now she carried something new inside her. Compassion. The sky over Moon 7 turned dark as the enemy fleet approached. More than 20 ships, sharp and fast, moved like wolves hunting their prey. The hum of engines filled the air. Lights flashed on their hulls. They surrounded the small human outpost, like a deadly ring. Inside the clinic, Dr. Leo Carter worked quickly. Tvarax was resting. But the beast's eyes flickered with warning. He could feel the danger coming. Outside, the Empress's battleship stood tall but silent. She had flown into space to meet the enemy fleet head-on. Now the fate of the outpost rested on Leo and the people who lived there. "Everyone to shelter," Leo shouted. "Stay inside, stay safe." The miners and families hurried to their homes. Children clung to parents. Men grabbed old rifles and held their ground. The quiet moon was about to become a battlefield. Leo stayed by Tvarax's side. The beast growled low, sensing the enemy's approach. Leo checked the beast's wounds once more. They looked healed, but battle would be a test. Suddenly, a loud explosion rocked the outpost. Enemy fighters fired plasma bolts, tearing through metal walls and stone. Dust and smoke filled the air. Leo's heart pounded. "Tvarax, we have to get ready." Tvarax stood slowly. His huge body moved with surprising speed and power. His scales reflected the red light of the explosions. His eyes glowed like hot coals. The beast let out a deafening roar that shook the ground. It was a sound of warning and fury. Leo followed him outside the clinic. The enemy ships landed troops near the outpost. They jumped from their ships with laser guns and armor. They moved like shadows, attacking without mercy, but the miners and humans fought back. Old rifles, homemade traps, and courage filled the air. The outpost became a war zone. Leo saw a group of soldiers corner a young woman near the market. She screamed. He ran toward them, shouting. Without thinking, Leo threw a smoke grenade from his med pack. The soldiers were blinded. Leo grabbed the woman and pulled her away. "We need to get to the clinic," he said. She nodded, trembling. Meanwhile, Tvarax fought like a living mountain. He used his tail to sweep enemies away. His tusks ripped through armor. His wings spread wide, creating gusts that knocked soldiers down. But he didn't kill without reason. He only struck those who attacked the outpost. His protective nature amazed the humans. Some cheered, others cried in fear and awe. One enemy soldier fired a plasma beam that hit Tvarax's side. The beast roared in pain but kept fighting. Leo rushed to his side, dodging lasers and explosions. "Tvarax, hold on!" he yelled. He pressed healing gels and injected painkillers into the wound. The beast growled but let Leo work. Back in the sky, the Empress led her ship in a deadly dance. Her battleship fired long-range lasers, blasting enemy fighters. Her pilots followed her commands perfectly. The black ship moved like a shadow, striking hard and fast. But the enemy was strong and prepared. A huge cruiser charged her from behind. The Empress saw the attack coming. She turned sharply, firing plasma cannons that scorched the enemies. Hull! Her ship rocked violently. The fight was fierce. Down below, Leo was wounded. A falling piece of metal hit his leg. Blood stained his pants. He gritted his teeth but kept moving. The clinic was still open. More injured people needed help. He carried the young woman inside and placed her on the operating table. She had a deep cut on her arm. Leo worked fast, stitching and cleaning. The woman looked at him with wide eyes. "Thank you," she whispered. Leo smiled. "Stay strong, we will get through this." Suddenly, alarms sounded. The clinic's door shook as enemy soldiers tried to break in. Leo grabbed a heavy metal rod. He prepared to fight. Outside, Tvarax was surrounded. Enemy soldiers closed in, firing their weapons. The beast growled deeply. Then, with a mighty leap, he charged. He smashed through their ranks. Soldiers scattered like leaves in a storm. One soldier fired a grenade that exploded near Tvarax's feet. The beast was knocked down but quickly stood up again. Leo ran outside just in time to see Tvarax roar and send the soldiers flying. "Tvarax!" Leo shouted, rushing to him. The beast's side was bleeding again. Leo pulled out a needle and injected a healing serum. His hands worked fast and steady, even under fire. The enemy tried to push forward, but the combined power of humans and Tvarax was too strong. Miners threw rocks and fired old rifles. Tvarax crushed armored soldiers with his massive claws. The Empress's ship appeared again in the sky, blasting enemy ships with fire and lightning. The tide was turning. Leo felt pain in his leg but refused to stop. He saw a group of children trapped in a collapsed building. "Tvarax, cover me!" he shouted. The beast roared and charged toward the children's location. Leo ran through the dust and rubble, lifting beams and helping the scared children. He carried 2 to safety. More followed. Tvarax reached the building and used his powerful tail to lift heavy stones. He cleared a path. The children ran to Leo and hugged him. The enemy soldiers, now retreating, fired one last desperate shot. A plasma bolt flew toward Leo. Tvarax saw it. In a flash, the beast threw himself between Leo and the blast. The plasma hit Tvarax's chest, sparking and burning. The beast stumbled but did not fall. Leo rushed to him, tears in his eyes. "You saved me," he said. "Now I will save you." Leo pressed his hands to the wound and injected all the healing serums he had left. Slowly, Tvarax's breathing steadied. The Empress's ship landed near them. She stepped out, her face hard and proud. "You fight well," she said to Leo. Leo looked at her and smiled weakly. "I only fight to protect." The Empress nodded. The battle ended with the enemy ships retreating. The outpost was damaged but still standing. People cheered quietly. Leo sat beside Tvarax, who was resting but alive. The Empress stood with them, looking out over the moon. "Today, you saved more than a beast," she said softly. "You saved hope." Leo looked at her. "We all need hope," he said. The Empress smiled, a small and rare smile. "Tvarax will recover," she said, "because of you." "And I will be here," Leo said. "To help." The Empress nodded. For the first time, she trusted a human. The battle was over. The dust had settled on Moon 7, and the quiet hum of life slowly returned. Dr. Leo Carter sat beside Tvarax, the great alien beast, who now lay peacefully on the clinic's bed. His breathing was calm and steady, no longer filled with pain. The Empress Jira stood nearby, her gaze distant but calm. The fierce ruler who once seemed untouchable now looked different. Something in her had changed. "Thank you, Leo," the Empress said quietly. Leo looked up, surprised. "For what?" "For saving Tvarax, for saving my life," she replied. Leo smiled humbly. "I did what any medic would do." The Empress shook her head. "You did more than that. You showed mercy where others saw only power." She paused and then spoke again. "I have a gift for you." From her side came a small device. A data crystal, shining with blue light. This contains the coordinates of a ship, a vessel of healing, built by my engineers. It is yours to command. Leo took the crystal carefully. A medical ship? He asked. Yes. A ship that can travel the stars, heal the wounded, and bring hope where there is none. Leo looked at the outpost around him. Broken buildings, scared people, but a community that had survived. This will help many, Leo said. The Empress nodded. It will, but more than that, it is a symbol. A symbol that mercy is stronger than fear, that healing can be a weapon greater than any sword. Days later, the great battleship of the Empress prepared to leave Moon 7. Tiverax stood tall and strong beside his master. The bond between Beast and Empress was clear, unbreakable. The Empress turned to Leo. You will not come with me? She asked. Leo shook his head. My place is here, with the people, healing them. She smiled, a rare softness in her eyes. Then take this, she said, handing him a small communication device. Call me when you need help. The Void Empire will... Answer. Leo accepted the device. Thank you, Your Majesty. No, she said firmly. Call me Zira. The Empress boarded her ship, and with a flash of light, she was gone. Leo watched the sky until the ship disappeared into the stars. Then he turned to the outpost. The people gathered around him. You saved us, one man said. No, Leo replied. We saved each other. With the data crystal, Leo activated the medical ship waiting in orbit. It was sleek, fast, and full of the latest healing technology. He stepped inside, feeling hope rise inside him. News spread across the galaxy. The feared Empress had trusted a human medic. She had given him a powerful ship to bring healing to the darkest places. Many empires were surprised. Humans, they thought, were simple and weak. But Leo's work and the Empress's trust changed that. People whispered, humans have a new power, the power to heal and to unite. Months passed. Leo's medical ship flew from world to world, treating the sick, healing the wounded, and saving lives. Tiverax traveled with him, a living guardian and friend. The Empress's communication device rang one day. Leo. Zira's voice was strong but warm. The galaxy watches you now. You are not alone. Leo smiled. No, he said, we are many. Together, they had changed the story of power and fear in the galaxy. Together, they showed that mercy was the greatest strength of all.